Good evening, Pioneers. Space Cat here, and we're going to get right into it. Today is all about building, and supplementing. So, supplementing. Well, there's a couple things we haven't done yet, which is have a constant source of copper over for our aluminum production. Actually, let's take a look at that. We still got alclad sheets coming in, and we've got a ton of them still, so it doesn't look like we'll need to do that right now. So let's think about the new parts we need to build. Alright, so we've got to build thermal propulsion rockets, which require modular engines, cooling systems, and fused modular frames, as well as the always fun turbo motor. So we're gonna have to get up production. Might as well start on these modular engines, turbo motors, and let's see, everything else we're making right now, I think we're good. But if you notice, a lot of this stuff needs cooling systems, this and this, and that requires nitrogen for a blender. So that's one thing we have not really started yet, is getting a little spot for our blender area. I mean, it's not really like it's going to be a special spot or anything. It's just going to be over here, like everything else. I'm always trying to zoop in groups of 10, basically. So, does that go down to the end? Not quite. So, we'll be here. Give ourselves a little room to work with. So we're going to have to pump some nitrogen and some water into our base. Water is relatively close by, but nitrogen isn't too far either. Obviously did that in the Red Forest, so that's relatively nearby. Alright, and we'll fill you in. Have the hover pack back. Alright, so I like to kind of, you know what, this is going to be for, let's see, turbo motors are going to be here, and modular engines are going to be here. And need one more plastic. That's going to be adaptive units. Because all of those things we still need moss. Alright, so let me get some rubber. Sorry fellas, we're going to steal a little rubber off of you. And let's just build out a little bit more. Concrete. Alright. Okay, so let's take a look at what we need for our blenders. So I'm gonna move the blenders a little bit farther because we're gonna have to do some pipe work in between here. So we're not gonna worry about batteries this playthrough. Fused modular frames we do need, but let's think about what we need for our cooling system. So we need heat sinks and rubber, water, and nitrogen. Okay. So the heat sink is going to be another thing that I'm just going to build via assembler in front of it. And I think we're going to do that. Let me think. Do we want to do it back here? No, I think we want to do it like right here. So we still have room for our pipes to get through. Alright, so for the heat sink, we're going to use alclad and copper sheets. This is going to produce 7.5 per minute, and this guy wants 12 per minute. Alright, so we're going to need more cooling units than just that. So we're going to build 2 of these guys for the cooling systems. So So we need a total of 24 heat sinks. All right. So the way I'm going to do this is do it something like this. 1, 2. That's going to be 15, and then we'll just what we'll do is we'll shard it up to make sure that we get enough parts. All right. So put this right here. And you right here. And might as well start getting those heat sinks going before we go get the nitrogen. My cat is literally going crazy right now. Not unusual. Let's get that jetpack back on because it's way easier to build with it. Alright, so just like we've been doing, same deal. A little farther down. This is the first thing we've needed all clad sheets for. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's the only thing we need all clad sheets for besides tier 5 belts. Alright, I gotta grab some concrete. Okay, we got sheets right there. That's cool. I think once we do a little setup here, we need to definitely add on some iron pipes. As you can see, they're trickling in, as well as modular frames are also trickling in. And that's fine. Trickling is fine, but we're definitely not making enough right now. Be my all-clad frames. I think they're over here. Yeah. To expand our power grid a little bit over here. I don't know if that's a great place for it, but... Hi, Snowy. You are talking a lot, but you're not saying anything. Sheets. And I will warn you, don't go, oh, it would be much easier if I just split it off of here. It would be much easier until your next project, and then it's going to be in the way. And I know this because I have lived it. So I think we're actually going to move this one and work with that somewhere else. Working at 7% respectively. Sick. Alright, so I think the next point of order is to definitely get some more pipes and some more frames working. Okay, so now we should have heat sinks coming in. And then these guys also need rubber. But let's see. Let's think about what we want to do. Do we want to take nitrogen from there? There's one over here, and then there's the one we got over here. I think we'll just take it from where we got. But you know what? Before we do that, let's go get some more stuff that we need. Okay. So we definitely need some more pipes. So let's think about what we want to do that. So it looks like we've got about 5 pipes coming out. Yeah, so probably getting in about maybe 60 a minute. So what we can do is just take one of these dudes, shard it up. That's gonna be 600 iron, which obviously can't fit. So what I like to do is I don't have to rebuild this whole thing. So what if we just build back this way, and we just split, like we let that guy have his 240 that he needs, right? And we just take a splitter over here, let's say, and bring it up here. Okay. And then do a little thing like this. Alright. Now, we got 240 going in. This is making 600, so that gives us an extra 340 that we can play with. So let's do, we'll just do 10 smelters to make sure. 5. mistake somewhere. Yeah, okay, all these are wrong. Actually, let's go back to our, I think that was working out better for us. Okay. Am I done? Yeah, I've screwed this all up. Okay. We're just going to start over. So finicky. Great, thank you. Now, would this be quicker with blueprints? Yes, it would. There's no doubt. But is it a little bit anathema to what I'm doing? Yeah, also. There's definitely a case for blueprints, but whenever I see like someone like doing a kind of educational playthrough and then they just slap down a bunch of blueprints, I'm like, okay, but I don't even know what that blueprint does, you know, like, so I just prefer to build it out. Although, if I was going purely for like my best time, I think I would have at least blueprints for smelting. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to be 300 ore, which is going to feed 3 constructors. Exactly. Alright, what are you guys? Iron pipes? Nope, not steel pipes, doesn't make sense. Pipes. Okay. And these each want 100 a minute, which should be exactly what's coming out of here. So, meanwhile, this hasn't changed at all, right? It's still going in. So whatever this was doing, I don't even know, it's still doing it. Honestly, probably making pipes. Okay, and then, let's see, if I add to this, it's just going to get backed up, right? We want to add it to our, we want to add it up here farther down the line, because we just want it to go out. So let's snake back over this way. Alright, this is a little spaghetti-like, but... what we'll do is we'll add a merger here, bring that over. Why? Weird. Yeah, I really don't get that. Sometimes it does this weird. Alright, it is what it is. I'm not a fan of that like little jog to the right here, but Alright, there go our pipes. Go forth. Cool. Alright, now I also noticed another thing, we never even brought iron sheets over, which I think we should do as well. So that's going to be a smart splitter, just really anywhere before it gets fed into machines, because we just want it when it's overflowing, right? So anything can go through, but on the left, overflow is going through. And let's see, concrete is going down the aisle with the pipes. Yeah, perfect. All right, so and with these, we can't put it on this because actually I'm not sure if we could put it on this. If we have the center input just doing iron rods, yeah, we can do this. Okay, so nothing can get through there besides iron rod. Cool. And then we just merge this belt. I think should work. Okay, so overflow is going to go through, right, and these can't go through. Let's see what happens when iron rods come in. Yeah, iron rods are still going through. And if we get overflow there, then the iron rods, I want to see them coming out this way. Yep, and I do. Perfect. That's working just how I want it to. Okay, great. I think this thing is full, so yeah, this is going to take a while for it to fill. Okay. So, we definitely need more of these. And I've noticed that these have been backing up for a while, so I think I'm just going to... If everything's backing up and they're all running at 100%, then I don't know what the ratio is that's coming in here. I don't really care. All I wanted to do is to use this overflow, and then we'll come back in like a half hour and see, oh, okay, it's starving now. You know, that's too much. Alright. What else do we need? I feel like the motors are waiting for stators usually. Yeah, exactly. So we're making like just enough stator. So we will need those, but we can probably take them from the influx of other stuff at our main base. So that's fine. Okay. Those are the two main things I wanted to do. Alright, onward and upwards. Onward to nitrogen. Actually, let's get the nuclear power going so we can build electromagnetic control rods. I'm not sure what our concrete situation is. It's stable. It doesn't look like we're producing much of a surplus or... Okay, we need copper, I can tell because there's no sheets coming down. Ooh, the cable's getting a little low. But stable, I think. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get a drone to, oh wait, where do we got supercomputers? Do we even have a space for supercomputers? I don't think we do. We don't build too much with them anyways. I want to get going on the cooling frames, although it might make sense to start turbo motors and, well, I can't start turbo motors yet, so yeah, no, we need the cooling first. Okay. How's supercomputers doing here? We're waiting on computers, I bet. Yeah. 83%. I mean, that's pretty good. That's definitely one of those things that can be hard for some people to produce enough of. So I think it starts and ends with computers. Computers are probably the most important recipe to bulk up early. Oh, this cat. Snow, what do you think?
Milestone reached. The nuclear power plant produces dangerous radioactive nuclear waste. Fix-It reminds you that any extra limbs resulting from exposure to radiation are also contracted to work on project assembly. Fix-It also reminds you that willful exposure to radiation will not result in any bonuses regardless of how many functional limbs it produces. Project part number 7, the magnetic field generator, should enter production as soon as possible. Any unnecessary delays will be noted.
Alright, so we're going to be trucking in some nitrogen, so we're going to need some pipes, and we're going to need some rubber. Alright, these in here, these in here, these. That's more than enough. Okay. And we got to get some water as well. So we're going to truck all that stuff along this little kind of highway that we've set up here. Let's see how our turbo fuel's doing. Ouch. Doing fine. It's not the most stable production I've ever seen, but hey. I think that's from my old turbo fuel plant that I definitely had some trouble balancing. So, as far as who's using nitrogen, so this guy's using 75 per minute, and this guy's using 37.5. So we can easily split off the nitrogen from here. And you know what? I think that's what we're gonna do. I would like more, but we don't have to do everything in one day. This will at least get us started on cooling systems, which you need a lot of, relatively speaking. Alright. What I'm going to do is just take this all the way over to that little highway down there. And then I'm just going to expand on that little highway. Straight down from here. Afraid that was going to be just a little bit too far. I guess I need like a little pipe support. Is that what I need? Stackable pipeline support? Yeah, I can put it. No? Oh, I know. Maybe what I need to do is this. Yeah, I think this is it. Why? Literally, we're just working. That's weird. Why doesn't it want to go? Okay. This isn't working. What's going on here? No, you don't want to go in there. Okay. So weird. Yeah, I'm at a loss. I don't. Oh, I see. Because I had. Okay, I guess that makes a little more sense. All right, you know what? Taking too long. I honestly don't think that looks terrible. At least once I get the pipe out of the way. Or the wall, I mean. Oh, it's not the worst. Okay, great. Alright. Now we leave a little agua. Bro, why are these dudes always in the way? Go, go, go. Can't even move. Why? Why? That's right where I want to build. I guess they were here first. We're gonna have to worry about head lift here, but we'll double check. Nope. Yeah, we're good. What? Missing concrete. Bruh. Alright, fine. Let's go get concrete. Actually, let's go get our copper while we're doing that. And I'm going to set a drone up for this. I really, 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 really want to. Bro, go, dude, go. Alright, I already see some slowdown over here. You're doing okay, you're doing okay. And you guys are not doing okay. I think that's a throughput issue. But maybe not. So you need some more iron rods. That's fine, we can do that. I have so much crap on me. Let's see what you go in. What about you? Go away. How about you? Yeah. What about that? Alright. Again, don't need a lot. Let's see if these are, well, all 300%. No. Probably because the smelter hasn't totally grinded up. At the very least, I should have just pulled these off into a container, because this is a pain in the ass. Let's see, do we have the mats to make a drone, actually? Let's see if we do. Drone port? Ew. We don't have any high-speed connectors on us. Bet we could make some. What am I missing? We can make more than two. Oh, the quick wire. Oh, okay, fuck it. I guess I don't have quick wire on a thing. I mean, we have not left a ton of time for Mercer sphere hunting and stuff like that, so I basically have up there what I can. Wonder what you guys, how about you guys? You guys have any extra copper laying around? Oh, we're full, okay. sure there's a great reason that they made pipes and stuff have that kind of range, but I can't figure it out. Alright, what do we need? We need concrete. And then we need quick wire. Which we're definitely running a little short of, I think. Yep. That always happens. I kind of know the problem spots I'm going to run out of about this time of the game. And I'd say it's usually cable. Depending on what I'm using for making circuit boards, like if I was using the silica circuit board, I would be running short on silica, almost guaranteed. And if I didn't get an alt recipe for circuit boards, then there's no way you have enough plastic doing the build I did. Like, just, it's not even close. Like, because you need plastic for computers, but you also need them for circuit boards, and then you also need it for supercomputers, as well as all the pipes I'm building. So, yeah, I think the most important alt recipe in the game is probably the heavy encased frames. But mostly that's not for resource reasons, because I don't like dealing with screws, basically. Oh yeah, we don't have to pipe it much farther. Yeah, we're right here. What am I doing? I'm just kind of like going along. But after that, it's definitely one of the circuit board alt recipes for sure. Okay. So now how do we get this down here? First thing, I think we need to build a little bit like that. I think what we're going to try to do is just a couple pipes. Let's do it this way. Down from here. It's just not quite there, huh? God, it's like really, it's like right there. All right. That's it. Looks about right to me. This one actually is a little crooked, isn't it? let's get those coolant factories going, and I think that'll be a good place to end for the night. We're at about 45 minutes. Let's figure out how we're going to set this up. So we need to get rubber in here also. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to take the rubber in from over here. So we'll do something like this. Into here. And then like that. Then we'll split it right here. We'll go in here. Okay, now we need to deal with the pipes. So we could do something like this. And then, can we go up one? Without clipping too bad. I really do try not to clip, like I'm not gonna like stress too much about it on a speed run, or not a speed run, but you know what I mean. But if this was like the world I was gonna work on for however many, hours, I would definitely make that prettier. And there's ways to do it. It's a little finicky with pipes, or it can be. Alright, what are you? Your gas? Great. If this needs nitric acid, I'm gonna be so annoyed. I think it just needs gas, though. Okay, so this wants 150 per minute and 150, so that's basically all the access we have. That doesn't leave us anything for frames, or it leaves us very little. Alright, and then it needed rubber, I think. Yep, cables are now trickling in. And the funniest thing is, the one thing we don't use pretty much the whole game that we're just syncing, we will start using in massive amounts. At least compared to how much we've been using it, and that is rubber. This one has snuck up on me a couple times where I'm like, oh my god, you don't use it a whole game, and now you want like 1,000 a minute. Like, what the hell? Alright, as the rubber's coming in, let's just make sure that we got everything belted up and piped up correctly. I think we should have. Okay, everything's in. Yeah. The cool thing is these make really fast, so you get a nice little supply of them before you even notice it. Alright, cool. Then let's see, what did we say we were going to do here? Was it going to be turbo motors? This one, I will admit, I am tempted to cheat over and bring in here instead of bringing it all the way around. Because, let's see, let's just double check. Cooling system. What else do we need? I know that there's some, we need those for space elevator parts, but yeah, primarily we need them for this. And there are some cool, like there's a really good alternative recipe for supercomputers that uses them. At least I think it's pretty good. I've never used it, I've just seen it. So I think, like obviously we need them for other stuff too, like, I really shouldn't be doing, this is a bad habit. Like, you definitely don't want to do, like, seriously, don't do this, like, on your first couple machines. It will mess you up so bad. If you're doing the kind of, like, build that I am. Because if you do this over here, like, you go, let's say you build your supercomputers, and you're like, oh, I'm just going to shoot some computers. Even if you leave room between the manufacturers, which I did over here, between that and the blender, even if you leave room in there, there's still so much that needs to travel through here. It can get really disorganized really, really quickly. Oh yeah, and you don't need it because this is going to be, you're going to be modular dudes, right? Alright. So, I'm going to do the same thing with these. Just pipe them back around and right into here. But that's it. That's all I'm doing it with. Alright, should we pipe in the rubber and stuff? I think so. Need some smart plating for this one too. So we're just going to do that kind of how we did for the other things that need assemblers to build. And again, we really don't need many of these. You know what, I'm going to do that on the next episode because I need to build out this whole section because this is where my rips and rotors are. So, alright. Yeah, and then we'll get into a particle enrichment. So my next goal is to, next video I want to get these 50 turbo motors and the 100 fused frames out as quick as possible. The cooling system is not going to be a problem, and the quick wire shouldn't be a problem. Actually, I better take the quick wire before it becomes a problem, because I'm going to run out of quick wire pretty soon, I think. That's okay, there's more Caterium on the map. It's like we see it, there's a ton coming in, but I don't know, I think we're actually building up quick wire, now that I look at it. If we need more, we'll go get more. In fact, there's a Caterium node just like another 300, 400 yards past that one. The turbo motors and the fused frames, on the other hand, we've got to work for. And we're going to do that next time. So we're going to get straight into particle enrichment, and once we hit particle enrichment, we immediately start doing nuclear pasta. Immediately. Because it takes so much longer to build than everything else. And I'm sure everyone who's played through this game knows nuclear pasta takes a lot of time and energy, power. So since we really don't have a solution for a blown fuse. And we blew a fuse in the last episode, if you remember, but it wasn't it wasn't a really bad fuse. In other words, I was right by my power grid. I was just about to shut a couple new motors on, or generators, and I could tell that the power went off because I had just unshut those other two generators. So it wasn't a bad power thing, but if you're in the middle of making a bunch of nuclear pasta and your power goes down, it could be hard to get it to go back on, depending on... For our build, it wouldn't be because it's such a small build, but in general, my point being, I'm going to try to go slow and steady on nuclear pasta. I'm not going to sloop it up and put up 3 shards in it and suddenly suck in 40 gigawatts of power or whatever that. It doesn't cost that much, but I'm exaggerating. But so basically, we're going to try to make 1 per minute, which is an hour and 40 minutes of time. For the next space elevator part, you need 100, and we're not going to try to go crazy. Then on the next phase, you need 1,000, so we're going to need to get more power to do it in a reasonable time. All right, anyways, I'm going to save it here, and we are at 25 and a half hours. What are we doing here? Save. I just kind of lost my mind for a second. 24 hours and 42 minutes, and we're right on schedule. I think we're doing great. All right, peace out, guys. Catch you on the next one. Bye.